Hello. 15 more hours. I guess 14 hours and 59 minutes until I got out of jail. I keep getting banned, man. And I keep losing. I keep spending money, and then I lose all my followers. And then it's just like, dude, you guys don't even have a customer service or a way to refund. And then I start lighting a fire under my own ass. And then people look at me weird, obviously. But on a real note, my dad and I are finally getting along because everybody kind of followed suit because my dad's a doctor and I'm a patient. Well, the thing is that kids kind of we treat them and obviously when they say I don't have senioritis, but I put my dad first. I would take a bullet for him. It's kind of has that feeling of Ghost Dad. If you ever watched that, I mean, fucking great movie. Jesus fucking Christ, the message that it sent, especially the way that it was able to illustrate African Americans, and that's the things that people. I was talking yesterday about the well that Bane had escaped from, and how we're trying to stay afloat, and we think that we knew more, and then we realize that actually the Great Divide is not women but money, who have their hands in men's pockets, and why? It's not because I'm salty. It's not because I'm a Democrat and I believe in a second government and I have conspiracies but it has to do with, my dad and I are now, since the day I was born, I've been waiting for us to have a truce. And because he's a doctor, he always yelled at me for taking meds because I need meds. Because when I was baptized, I actually drowned. And the doctor had to scratch the back. I was knocked unconscious. The priest had to rip his nails in my back. He cut me. He cut 3 lines down my back so I could start breathing again. And I had a concussion, and I've been T-boned, and so I saw smoke a little bit of grass, which obviously I don't have anymore. That's what I mean by people always having their hands in your pockets, because they're not Greenpeace activists. Hippies, they don't charge an arm and a leg to share a joint. But that's the main reason why I'm glad people are dying. Yep, you heard it, man. The great equalizer. Death. But my dad used to always... I could never smoke a joint without him telling me every single thing I did wrong in my entire life. And now he's starting to realize that, because then I started kind of having this kind of whirlwind or harebrain where I would think that, well, my dad's kind of right, because if you smoke grass, then you write a great novel, then who gets the credit? The grass? Or... because you can't claim credit. That's what Stephen King did when he wrote Carrie. He threw it in the garbage because he knew, along with all of his drugs, because he knew he couldn't claim credit if he was being stimulated. But we're all in this simulation now. And it's so great. I'm reading this article now from the National Geographic, right? And that's the thing, is that what did we do during wartime? We went out, and they say that men and women are 50%. For every man in the world, there's a woman, right? We killed hundreds and billions of men in the wars. So our forefathers could grease their palms and and line their pockets, because they know that men need to understand women. Why? I don't know. Women don't need to understand men. Why? It has to do with being self-involved. When they say Lego my ego, that's not a sales pitch. because you want to grab someone's waffle to eat it. You don't want to. So that's the thing, is that you have to see between the lines, read between the lines. Life isn't poetry. Life isn't a matrix where you where we need money. You know, money only buys happiness. And again, that's the whole groundwork behind Never Repeat a Joke, is that, Valerie Alexander, this woman that was on TED Talks on CNN, said that happiness is a second language. No, that's trying to say that everybody needs to be, everybody needs to have a same partner, women and women and men and men. No, happiness as. See, and that's the thing, is that women help other women, and then they say, "Oh, well, you're a Trump supporter. Oh, you're a man. You have to." What the? Where's this ideology coming from? All of a sudden, the men are being squatted upon. It's beyond me. I lost my thought, man. Damn, I was on a roll for a second. And that's the thing, right? So Trump does this great. He's getting, people are putting him on the spot all the time, trying to pull a fast one on him, trying to pin him against the rails. And that's what stand-up comedians do. And we wonder why art is dead. Nobody's FaceTiming. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, we're going to move onwards and upwards. No, testosterone is not poison. Zach Braff from Scrubs said testosterone is poison. Can you believe that? We have actually men that are going and sabotaging their own men using money, the Great Divide. Money only buys happiness. Happiness as a second language. And what does that mean? It means evolving spirituality. That's what David Brent said. That was one of the greatest lines from his BBC series, from The Office. And if there's anybody saying, oh yeah, I watch The American Office, leave your name and number. I'm going to show up to your house and beat you with a tack hammer. Because The American Office is trash and rubbish. You got that? So we think that we're evolving. And then I'm reading this article from the National Geographic that says that our names decide who we are. When we say we have a higher purpose or divine calling, if your name is, for example, Terry, if you look up the word in the dictionary, what does Terry mean? It means to have a lot of patience. Like I'm tarrying, you know? And I was talking to this Navajo at work that said, oh yeah, well, patience has a prefix. I study etymology too, and I understand the meaning behind words, and patience has a prefix of suffering, and you have to suffer if you want to be patient. What the fuck are you talking about? Don't mince words. No. And that's the whole thing to come around from what I was saying at the beginning of this video, that Bert Kreischer just said, oh yeah, I hate my kids. Dude, that's not what comedy is. Kids and kidding. It's completely two different ball fields. You fucking incompetent fuck. It's easier to repair children than it is to fix adults. All right? My dad's a psychologist. We can't go out there, drowning little kids during their baptism and expect them to not be stunted. And then I get shit upon by who? I'm extradited. I'm an expatriate. I get shit upon. I'm getting squatted upon. But I wish it was Ronda Rousey. She actually has her head on straight. That's actually, if you ask me, when push comes to shove, it's going to be a man and women, dude. Telling you. And it's people, There's gay people at all the time that say, "Oh yeah, what kind of smut are you talking about? You don't respect women." How don't I respect women? I'm turning the other cheek, bro. If I get slighted, I get to turn my cheek. I'm listening to the Old Testament. I know if I'm being slighted, and I'm and that's the thing in Hollywood land, right? They say that gays run the industry. The that's the that's the secret code in Hollywood is that you have to be a fruit. You either have to be a woman that wants to sell her vagina because it's an inanimate object. That's the thing, bro. When they say Cool World and Amy Adams, Black and White and Pleasantville and stop motion and knowing the difference between contrast, that's it. Light and dark. It's that women are evil because they're inanimate. If you don't understand, please let me know. I'll explain it to you.